Disclaimer. This ebook has been written for information purposes only. Every effort has been made to make this ebook as complete and accurate as possible. However, there may be mistakes in typography or content. Also, this ebook provides information only up to the publishing date. Therefore, this ebook should be used as a guide, not as the ultimate source. The purpose of this ebook is to educate. The author and the publisher do not warrant that the information contained in this ebook is fully complete and shall not be responsible for any errors or omissions. The author and publisher shall have neither liability nor responsibility to any person or entity with respect to any loss or damage caused or alleged to be caused directly or indirectly by this ebook. Chapter 1. Why vitamins and minerals are the answer. So many of us wish we had more energy, better abs, and sharper focus. Likewise, we often find ourselves wishing that we had better skin or hair. We wish that we could sleep better at night and wish that it was a little bit easier to wake up. Those last 2 points are related, by the way. This has led to the emergence of numerous industries, all built around helping us to feel, look, and perform better. We spend huge amounts of cash on skincare products, on sleep supplements, and on gym memberships. We try all kinds of crazy things, whether that's lying on a bed of gentle spikes to improve sleep. Yes, that's a real thing. Wearing blue blocking shades all day, or wearing energy healing crystals, which are about as effective as wishing really hard. We try these things because we're looking for answers, and we're desperate. We're willing to try anything, and we hope, each time, that we're about to stumble upon the answer and unlock our full potential. We hope that one of these things will provide the answer and help us feel great, as we know that we really can do. But very few of these strategies make any noticeable difference. The problem? We're overcomplicating matters. And this is largely due to the huge amount of marketing that gets thrown at us on a daily basis. In truth, improving the way you look and feel is very simple. It's about the basics. Consider what is very likely to be your current lifestyle and your current diet. Raise your hand if any of these points apply to you. You don't manage your 5 fruits and vegetables a day. You eat a lot of processed foods and ready meals. You go to the gym 3 times a week or less, and aren't particularly mobile the rest of the time. You don't get enough sleep. You are in a state of chronic stress due to work, family, and financial pressures. You spend a lot of your free time on the couch watching cartoons. You spend more than 8 hours a day looking at a computer screen, with a hunched back, staring at a bright screen. You spend barely any time outdoors. You drink contaminated tap water. You breathe harmful, smog-filled air. This is a rather bleak picture, but it's true for many of us. This is true right down to the fact that most of us are too comfortable. We have become adapted to a comfortable, domesticated lifestyle, and therefore our bodies have forgotten how to deal with stress or difficulty. Take going outdoors, for instance. Most of us just don't do this enough, which means that we aren't getting the important stimulus of sunlight, which helps to encourage the body to produce vitamin D, which in turn regulates things like hormone production, sleep, mood, even appetite. Without that important input, called an external Zeitgebers in the scientific literature, our body loses some of its natural rhythm and certain processes are interrupted. But then there's the huge benefit of being in the cold. Even when the sun isn't out, being outdoors helps to boost testosterone levels, strengthen our immune system, and even improve our ability to regulate our own body temperature. Is it any wonder we always feel stuffy when we never train this part of our health? Even spending time barefooted on the earth, which trains tiny muscles in the foot. Even diving into water and holding our breath, which trains our lungs and improves our CO2 balance. These are all things our bodies crave. And we aren't giving them that. And our bodies are deteriorating massively as a result. Compare a wolf in the wild to an overweight, spoiled domestic dog. Which is healthier? You are that domestic dog, plus an extremely stressful lifestyle and lack of sleep. Starting with vegetables and fruits is the solution. Starting with vegetables and fruits is the solution. Why? Well, it's all very good and well, me telling you that you should be working out throughout the day, and that you should be eating perfectly, and that you should be taking long swims in freezing cold water in the morning. Problem is, we don't have time for that, and our bodies are now so maladapted that they wouldn't handle it. Even fixing your diet. Getting rid of all that unwanted processed food, reducing the number of total calories, getting more fiber, reducing simple carbs. It's a lot of work and can get quite complicated, which is why the best place to start is by fixing one of the biggest issues with modern life. That is, the lack of micronutrients. Micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, antioxidants, and other active ingredients in our food that our body uses for a wide variety of different purposes. What many people don't realize is that we literally are what we eat. You hear this a lot, but many people assume that it is a kind of metaphor. But no, your body takes in the nutrients that you consume, and then it uses those nutrients to actually rebuild your body. For example, your bones are made partly from calcium and magnesium. These also help to strengthen your connective tissue, tendons and ligaments, your teeth, and your nails. Connective tissues similarly benefit from the likes of collagen, found in bone broth, which also helps to improve your skin. If only you could get more fruit and vegetables in your diet then, you would become the healthiest and most effective version of yourself. And that, in turn, might then give you the energy and willpower to do the rest. Fruits and vegetables can even supercharge your metabolism, helping you to burn through much more fat. As we will see in the rest of this book, fixing your intake of fruits and vegetables doesn't need to be difficult. If you are strategic, then making just a few simple changes can transform your health and well-being. This book will also outline many of the other amazing and complex ways in which fruits can improve your health and performance, some of which are absolutely transformative to the way you look and feel. You'll know precisely which fruits and vegetables you need to cure any of your current maladies, and you'll know precisely how to get them. Let's get to it. Before we go further, let's examine more closely the specific benefits of fruits and vegetables. And of course, the first place to start is by looking at the vitamin content. It may surprise you to know that vitamins were discovered less than 100 years ago. Until they were officially discovered, doctors knew that certain foods helped with certain physical conditions, but they did not understand why. For example, the British Navy carried a supply of limes as early as 1975 because doctors had found that eating a certain amount each day or drinking the juice stopped sailors from getting scurvy. However, it was not until 1912 that Casimir Funk, working in the UK then later in the USA, came up with the term vitamines, which later became vitamins. The study of vitamins has progressed since that time, and whereas most of us know the names of the most common vitamins, we may not always understand what they do. There are two types of vitamins. These are fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. Fat-soluble vitamins are those vitamins that the body is able to store. This means that if you do not use all of the vitamins that you consume, they can be stored in the body for use when the body is in need of them. The obvious advantage of fat-soluble vitamins is that, if your diet is temporarily lacking in one of these vitamins, you are less likely to suffer a deficiency. That disadvantage of these types of vitamins is that if you consume too much of one of them, then your body is unable to flush out the surplus, and you could suffer from a vitamin overdose. Fat-soluble vitamins, the most commonly known fat-soluble vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. Vitamin A helps to keep the skin moisturized, as well as ensuring that the mucous membranes remain moist, supple, and smooth. It also helps to maintain healthy eyesight in low light, as well as keeping the reproductive system healthy and promoting healthy bone growth. Sources of vitamin A include whole milk, butter, eggs, and liver. A form of vitamin A, carotenoids are found in red, yellow, and dark green vegetables and fruit. Vitamin D is essential for the body to absorb calcium. Therefore, it is responsible for healthy teeth and bones, just like calcium. However, both are needed and work together. Vitamin D is often added to fortified foods such as fat spreads and cereals. It is also known as the sunshine vitamin, as the main source of vitamin D comes from sunlight. Vitamin E is responsible for maintaining healthy muscles, nervous system, and reproductive system. It is also an antioxidant. Being fat-soluble, it is stored in the body and can help to protect body cells from the effects of free radicals, which be damaging to other body cells. Sources of vitamin E include whole grains, nuts, wheat germ oil, and green leafy vegetables. Overdosing on vitamin is thought to be dangerous. Vitamin K is mainly responsible for blood clotting. Without it, every time you cut yourself, you would be in danger of bleeding to death. This vitamin also makes kidney tissues and bone. Sources of vitamin K include liver, cheese, cereals, dark green leafy vegetables, and fruit. It is also made in the intestines by friendly bacteria. water-soluble vitamins cannot be stored in the body. This means that if you consume too much of one of these vitamins, the amount that is not used is excreted through urine. The advantage of water-soluble vitamins is that you are unlikely to suffer from an overdose. The disadvantage of these vitamins is that you may need to take in larger amounts as it cannot be stored. If your diet is deficient in one of these vitamins, even for a short time, you may suffer symptoms of vitamin deficiency as a result. There is no backup supply stored in your body. Water-soluble vitamins. The most commonly known water-soluble vitamins are vitamin C and the entire group of B vitamins. Vitamin C is also known as ascorbic acid. It helps to maintain the body's connective tissues, that is, the muscle, fat, and bone framework. It also helps to heal wounds by speeding up the production of new cells, is an antioxidant, and helps the body to absorb iron. Another function of vitamin C is to protect the body's immune system, enabling it to fight infection. Sources of vitamin C include fruit juices, and vegetables. The B group of vitamins consists of B1 or thiamine, B2 or riboflavin, B3 or niacin, B6 or pyridoxine, and B12 or cyanocobalamin. This group of vitamins is essentially concerned with keeping the body functioning properly. Vitamin B1 is essential in helping the body to metabolize energy from fats, alcohol, and carbohydrates. Sources of this vitamin are lean pork, unrefined cereals, seeds, and nuts. B2 helps the body to use and digest carbohydrates and proteins and maintains a healthy appetite. Sources of B2 include fish, poultry, meat, milk, and eggs. Brewer's yeast is a good source of this vitamin, as are dark leafy vegetables. B3 is essential for proper growth and enabling oxygen to flow through body tissues. It is also responsible for maintaining a healthy appetite. Sources of vitamin B3 include fortified bread and cereals and meat. B6 is responsible for obtaining nutrients and energy from the food we eat. It helps prevent heart disease by removing excess homocysteine from the blood. Sources of B6 include soya beans, beans nuts, eggs, whole grains, fish, lamb, pork, chicken, and milk. B12 helps to make healthy red blood cells. It also enables the body to transmit messages between the body's nerve cells, enabling us to hear, move, think, and normal everyday activities. It is made by bacteria in the body's small intestine. This vitamin is added to many foods including cereals, and although it is a water-soluble vitamin, it can be stored in the liver. Sources of B12 include poultry, fish, milk, meat, and eggs. The best way of ensuring that you take in enough water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins is to eat a balanced diet. If you think that you may be deficient in some vitamins, you should consult a doctor for advice. Chapter 3. An Introduction to Minerals and Other Amazing Nutrients in Fruits and Vegetables. Whereas fruits are typically packed with vitamins, minerals tend to come more so from our vegetables, though make no mistake, both fruits and vegetables are packed with both. So, a good question to start with might be, what is the difference between a vitamin and a mineral? Whereas vitamins are organic, and thereby are typically quite volatile, they can be broken down by the likes of heat, air, and acid. Minerals are conversely inorganic. In fact, a mineral can actually be a metal or a rock, something you would never really think of as being a fundamental building block in what makes you. But indeed, minerals are crucial to the healthy function of the human body. Iron, for example, is a crucial mineral that the body uses to make hemoglobin, the red blood cells that travel around the body carrying oxygen. Without this process, it would be impossible to provide energy around the body for the countless crucial functions that go on, including breathing, digesting, and more. Typically, minerals tend to have a slightly more fundamental role in the structural elements of the human body and the harder elements. For example, minerals form bones, tendons, and ligaments. Minerals also play a role in conduction, however. The body is powered by electricity after all, and maintaining the correct charge is crucial for the healthy function of our muscles and brain. That's why an incorrect balance of sodium and potassium can cause cramping, as the body is unable to send messages correctly to the muscles. Likewise, a lack of calcium can reduce strength as it is needed to handle the charge in the muscle cells. Did you know? You can tell the difference between a fruit and vegetable based on the seed, stone. Vegetables don't have them. Foods that have surprising categorizations include tomatoes, fruit, coconut, fruit, avocado, fruit, and cucumber, fruit. Other essential micronutrients. As well as being rich in vitamins and minerals, fruits and vegetables are also a rich source of the two other essential nutrients. The other essential nutrients are essential fatty acids and essential amino acids. The term essential means that these substances cannot be synthesized within the body, and so therefore must be obtained from our diet. And perhaps this should also be a clue as to how big a problem it is that 99% of us are not getting them that way. So, what do these nutrients do? Well, amino acids are essentially the building blocks of proteins. We get a lot of these from meat, and our bodies will then break down those constituent parts in order to rebuild our tissue. As we saw at the start of this book, we literally are what we eat. This is why amino acids and proteins by extension are so important for bodybuilders and athletes trying to build muscle. Research suggests that the optimum balance for athletes is 1 gram of protein for every 1 pound of body weight. Protein also has other benefits. It is much harder to convert into fat, for instance, and it has a thermogenic effect, meaning that simply digesting it will actually burn calories. Thus, many people will be hard at work trying to find sources of protein from meat and will eat large amounts of chicken to build bigger muscles. This can become hard work. But what they forget is that vegetables and even fruits also contain protein, though vegetables are slightly superior in this sense. Don't just count the protein you got from that protein shake and chicken. Think about how much is in the broccoli on the side of the chicken. Amino acids also play a host of other roles in the body and are used to produce digestive enzymes, neurotransmitters, brain chemicals, and much more. They can also do things such as creating. Finally, fruits and vegetables contain essential fatty acids. These are important fats that help us to better absorb other fruits and vegetables and also serve a range of additional useful benefits such as enhancing brain function. The brain is made of a large amount of fat. Omega-3 is one of the most powerful essential fatty acids there is and has a huge host of amazing benefits. Often we think of omega-3 as being something we get from fish, but in fact it also exists in good amounts in seaweed, hemp seed, walnuts, kidney beans, soybean, and more. Chapter 4. Fruits and Vegetables for Athletic Performance. When you think of a diet for building muscle, your mind probably turns to the classic options. You likely will focus primarily on protein sources like chicken, tuna, and eggs. An athlete's diet should consist of nothing but meta and steamed rice, right? But this is far from the only kind of food that's going to be useful for building muscle and improving performance. In fact, for bodybuilding, sprinting, swimming, long-distance running, and any other kind of athletic pursuit, it is highly important that you get a balanced diet that will incorporate a wide range of different food groups. In particular, it is crucial you get your fruits and vegetables. Interested in taking supplements to boost your athletic performance? What might interest you to learn is that consuming fruits and vegetables can actually be more effective while also costing much less and having a myriad of other amazing health benefits. Here are some examples. Top fruits and vegetables that improve athletic performance: beets. Beets are far and away among the very most important vegetables for building muscle and for athletes of all kinds. That's because beets are among the most effective foods in the world when it comes to raising nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a natural vasodilator. This means that it can cause the blood vessels, veins, and arteries to dilate, widen, thereby encouraging the flow of oxygen and nutrients around the body. The result is that the muscles get more oxygen and energy during training and more nutrients for enhancing recovery. This can help you lift for more reps, run further distances, and recover at a faster rate. Potatoes. Carbohydrates are often made out to be the bad guys, but in fact they are very important for building muscle and for physical training in general. Potatoes are a good choice of carbohydrate because they're also high in fiber, high in vitamin C, which enhances recovery, and low in calories. Consume after a workout and the energy will go straight to the muscles rather than the waste. Spinach. Spinach is a vegetable that is high in protein as well as being a good source of phytoectosteroids. These don't have anything in common with anabolic steroids, but they may have a similar effect, with some studies suggesting they are a good option for encouraging muscle building and testosterone production. Kale. Kale is the vegetable highest in calcium. Calcium is actually very important for your workouts. Not only does it help to strengthen the bones, but it also reinforces your connective tissue, and it helps to strengthen contractions for more explosive power during workouts. Kale is very trendy right now, being high in protein and low in calories. A shame it costs a fair bit, though. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are technically not fruits or vegetables, but they are found in the same aisle and they're safe for vegans, so they're fair game to include here. Mushrooms are not only another great source of protein, but also come with a wide range of additional health benefits and advantages. They're packed with minerals, they can encourage recovery from training, and much more besides. It's surely only a matter of time until we start seeing mushroom protein shakes cropping up in health stores. The other amazing benefit of mushrooms is that they contain vitamin D. In fact, they're one of the few dietary sources of vitamin D, another being oily fish. This is important seeing as vitamin D is considered to be a master hormone regulator and is responsible for encouraging the production of testosterone in particular, one of the main anabolic hormones for building muscle and burning fat. What's more is that vitamin D has recently been shown to be much more potent than even vitamin C when it comes to supporting the immune system and preventing colds and flus. As any athlete knows, a cold can be enough to completely derail an athlete's training plan, which in turn can be the difference between victory and failure. Carrots. Carrots are generally healthy and a great source of vitamin A, C, and K. What's really exciting about them, though, is the lutein, which may help to increase energy levels and enhance the efficiency of your very mitochondria. Your mitochondria are the energy factories of your cells, which convert glucose into ATP, glucose being the sugar that comes from carbs, and ATP being the usable form of energy in your body. This, in short, means that with carrots and other sources of lutein, you can actually run faster, and that you'll actually burn more calories even when you're resting. In one study, rats were given lutein, which needs a source of fat to absorb such as milk, and it was found that they began running long distances voluntarily in their wheel, burning much more fat as they did. Apples? Apples are rich in vitamin C, which is another crucial vitamin for enhancing the immune system and helping athletes train longer and harder without fail. Vitamin C also helps to encourage the repair of muscle tissue, increases serotonin to aid with mental recovery, and even increases the production of both testosterone and nitric oxide when paired with zinc. On top of all this, apples are also very rich in fiber, which can help to improve bowel movements, the absorption of food, blood pressure, and more. Fiber is also key to supporting a healthy microbiome, which in turn can support a healthy immune system, better mood, weight loss, and much more. Chapter 5. Amazing superfood. Fruits and vegetables for mood, energy, beauty, and more. So, you're not particularly interested in weight loss. Perhaps you are already happy with the size you are. Good for you. Maybe you're not an athlete. Maybe you don't have noticeable health problems. Look, fruits and vegetables are for everyone. And just to ram that point home, here are some more examples of fruits and vegetables with wildly varying different healthy benefits. Broccoli and leafy greens for beauty and pregnancy. Yes, fruits and vegetables can help to make you look more beautiful. And that's true even of something as simple as your humble broccoli. Broccoli is perhaps a little less exotic when compared with some of the other superfood fruits and vegetables on this list. But don't let that fool you. This is still an incredibly nutritious food that everyone should be getting more of. For starters, broccoli is a good source of fiber and can once again help to improve your digestion, your bowel movements, and much more. On top of that, though, broccoli is also very high in vitamins K, vitamin C, fiber, potassium, collagen, iron, calcium, and more. Let's start by diving into that collagen. This is something that all of us need but very few of us get. Collagen has been shown to improve brain function and combat against Alzheimer's. It also helps to reduce back pain, improves skin elasticity, strengthens the nails, combats leaky gut syndrome, fights knee pain, and generally toughens up your tendons, ligaments, and bones. This is why meals such as bone broth is so incredibly good for us. And now recent research is suggesting an even more powerful reason that collagen might be so important. Researchers now suspect that humans would once have lived primarily by eating bone marrow from animal carcasses. The argument goes that hunter-gatherers may have been ill-equipped to take on large prey. However, we were very good at tracking down our prey and following them. What likely would have happened often is that we would have followed antelopes and other animals to the point where they were attacked and killed by animals like lions and tigers. They would then have stripped those animals of all their meat, leaving behind the skeleton. That's when the cunning and resourceful humans would have come along, broken open the bones with our tactile hands, and then eaten the nutritious collagen from inside. If this is indeed true, then we evolved in an environment where we consumed large amounts of the constituents of bone, and we now find ourselves flung into a world where we very rarely get these crucial nutrients. If that's the case, then broccoli may be even more beneficial than we at first assumed. Pregnant mothers should definitely look into eating more broccoli and more greens in general. That's because both broccoli and many salad leaves are a good source of folate, which is something that all mothers are recommended to eat. Not getting enough folate increases the risk of complications in pregnancy, and that's why a lot of mothers will try and get more artificially through the use of pregnancy supplements. This is where it's important to point out the significant advantages of getting more nutrients from your diet rather than from supplements. While it's true that you can benefit from supplements, the clue here is in the name. These are intended to supplement your regular diet. That is to say that they should be taken in addition to your regular diet, rather than as an alternative. Nutrients from your diet are far more effective than those taken in pill form, as they are combined with numerous other nutrients, fats, fibers, and other elements. Together, these help to improve absorption of the key elements, and that makes them much more effective. The thing to recognize is that the human body evolved while being exposed to these foods, and therefore is optimally designed to extract the nutritional value in this form. It is not designed to consume nutrients in a synthetic form. This is why so many tell you not to take vitamin tablets on an empty stomach. They just work better as foods. Cayenne pepper for weight loss, testosterone, and more. Cayenne pepper, meanwhile, is another great tool in the battle against inflammation. This is a compound that makes food spicy and is widely found in ointments and creams due to its anti-inflammation effects. It's a common pain relief too, as it depletes nerve cells of the chemical substance P. Substance P causes both inflammation and the sensation of pain, so this is a great thing to add to your diet if you do suffer from a condition like fibromyalgia or arthritis. Cayenne also comes packed with flavonoids and carotenoids. These are antioxidants that prevent cellular damage, thereby further combating against inflammation. Cayenne pepper also has a number of other impressive benefits. It has been shown to be an effective appetite suppressant, for instance, meaning that if you are someone who struggles to stick to a diet, you might start finding it a little easier to be disciplined, and thereby hopefully see the weight begin to fall off. At the same time, cayenne pepper may help to improve digestion. This is important because better digestion doesn't only give you more energy and prevent discomfort, but it also helps you to better absorb nutrients from your food. That means that all the benefits you're getting from the other superfoods on this list will then be turned up to 11. What's more is that cayenne pepper has also been shown to increase testosterone. This, of course, is the hormone that most of us know as the male hormone and is responsible for the male sex drive, as well as many of the differences between men and women. Increasing testosterone in men increases muscle tone, reduces fat storage, raises aggression, aids with recovery, fortifies the immune system, and more. Men who don't get enough testosterone will exhibit signs of depression, low energy, low mood, and low sex drive. They also struggle with weight gain and low muscle mass. Conversely, men with high testosterone exhibit the traits that we associate with the classic alpha male, along with toned and powerful physiques. This is why so many men try to augment their natural testosterone production through the use of steroids and other drugs, despite those carrying numerous health warnings and serious dangers. The really worrying part is that testosterone in men is increasing across the globe by 1% a year. This is partly due to the use of feminine products and their impact on our water, along with a host of other problems, certain plastics, and our generally inactive lifestyles. But diet plays a big part in it too. Time to start eating a little less processed food and a little more cayenne pepper. Elderberry for inflammation. Elderberry is a berry that is rich in nutrients. It is once again a fruit that is absent from many of our regular diets, and so it's one that you should consider reintroducing. The simple fact of the matter is that most of us rely on the same few fruits and vegetables day in and day out. This way, though, we are ensuring we get a lot of nutrients in effect, while missing out on some others. The best diet is the most varied diet, the one that includes the biggest range of different fruits, vegetables, meats, herbs, and more. So what can elderberry do for you? Elderberry has been used since prehistoric times and has been used as a supplement or medicine by a host of ancient cultures, including the ancient Egyptians. Today, we now know that these fruits are incredibly high in flavonoids, and especially our friends anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants like resveratrol. At the same time, elderberries have been shown to help boost the production of cytokines. These are the messenger molecules that our bodies use in order to control the immune system. Pro-inflammatory cytokines help to encourage inflammation, while anti-inflammatory cytokines help to reduce them. This is all very important because it basically ensures that the body is able to properly regulate its own response to viruses and diseases, and to help heal wounds and injuries. Many of us think that inflammation is always a bad thing. In fact, though, inflammation helps to destroy infections before they have a chance to take effect, as well as to encourage healing by delivering more nutrients to the affected area. The problem is when this response goes haywire. It turns out that for similar reasons, elderberry might also be highly effective at combating allergies. On top of all this, elderberries are also highly effective at combating and destroying pathogens, being useful in fighting infections, colds, and a host of other problems. Most interesting of all, the tiny berries contain potent antiviral agents that have been shown to actually deactivate viruses. These work by preventing the viruses from being able to break through cell walls, using their hemagglutinin spikes, which in turn renders them almost inert. They are thus very effective for combating problems like rhinitis, as well as preventing them from occurring in the first place. Of course, there is also the usual vitamin and mineral content that you tend to get from berries. Chapter 6. How antioxidants help you to live longer. Antioxidants are found naturally in our diet and are also a key feature of many a supplement. Antioxidants are something of a buzzword these days, and antioxidant vitamins and minerals, as well as a range of Naka herb supplements, are highly popular. What is the reason for this? And what precisely are antioxidants? Here, we will look a little at how a cell works, how a cell dies, and why antioxidants are so important. Our cells are made up of various parts, but all you need to know about in this instance is the cell wall and the nucleus. The cell wall, surrounded by mitochondria, is the part of the cell that of course holds everything together and gives the cell its round appearance. Meanwhile, the nucleus is the center of the cell, which is often referred to as the control center. In here is where the DNA is stored, the blueprint that tells the cell what it looks like, how to behave, and where the other important cells go in the body. Unfortunately, though, what's also in our body is free radicals, and this is where the antioxidant vitamins and minerals and the Naka herb supplements come in. Essentially, free radicals are substances that travel around the body and damage the cells. They are a byproduct of many things, from simply breathing, oxygen is reactive and damages cells, to getting too much direct sunlight. The UV waves in the sunlight are radioactive and can damage our cell walls too. These free radicals then do a lot of serious damage in the body and are enough to eventually make our skin look older, because the damage, though microscopic, can eventually add up to be visible to the naked eye. And this goes for skin cells as well. This is why lots of exposure to the sun will make you look good and tanned in the short term, but ultimately result in your skin appearing wrinkled and leathery. More seriously, though, eventually these free radicals will break all the way through the cell walls, and this will mean that they reach the nucleus where the DNA is housed. If they reach this, then they can cause damage to your actually genetic code, and this results in mutation, which changes the expression of the cell and renders it unable to do its job. Because cells reproduce by splitting, mitosis, this then means that when the cell splits, it will copy the DNA across and you will have two fault cells. Your immune system tries to stop this and can be aided if you buy herbs online, but it would be better, of course, if it could be prevented, because those dead cells, as they spread, become cancer and can eventually lead to the failure of whole organs. Antioxidant vitamins and minerals from fruits, vegetables, and even supplements will help you to do this, by destroying the free radicals on impact, thereby preventing them ever causing that damage. These will then slow your visible aging and help to deter cancer. Not bad. Chapter 7. How to use fruits and vegetables to successfully improve your health. At this point, you should have a comprehensive idea of the best reasons to ensure you are getting enough fruits and vegetables in your diet. These can enhance your health in a myriad ways, and if you are currently feeling tired, moody, unwell, or even depressed, it's highly likely that you have a deficiency in at least one of these micronutrients. And this should come as no surprise. given that the vast majority of people do have some kind of deficiency these days. The next question is how you should be gently integrating these fruits and vegetables. Are there any drawbacks? How many do you need precisely? Can you just use a vitamin tablet instead? How many fruits and vegetables do you need really? You might have heard that you should be aiming to consume at least 5 different fruits and vegetables a day. This is a piece of general advice that is given by many health organizations and governments. Some organizations have increased this number to 7. It is good advice, however, it is also arbitrary. What do I mean by that? Essentially that it is based on nothing. Fruits and vegetables are not inherently good for you. They are not good for you because they are fruits and vegetables. Rather, they are good for you because they contain all those essential micronutrients. Those micronutrients are required in different quantities and varieties, and ultimately the best thing we can do for our health is just to get as many of them as possible. The more fruits and vegetables you consume, the better. And it is very hard to overdose when you get your nutrients from natural sources like this. And be very dubious when a packet of food tells you it counts as 1 of your 5 a day. If that food is highly processed, then chances are it won't contain many nutrients in it at all anymore. At the very least, it is likely to be much lower in fiber. Thus, the benefits won't be as great as they would have been had you consumed that nutrient itself. Apply some common sense and, where possible, eat as many whole, real fruits and vegetables as you can. The dangers of too many fruits and vegetables. That said, you can do yourself damage by consuming too many fruits and vegetables. Or, to be a little more specific, it is relatively easy to cause harm by consuming too much fruit. That's because fruit is highly acidic and packed with sugar. Both these things make it damaging to your teeth in particular. Many people who switch to diets that are primarily focused on the use of smoothies will end up developing serious tooth problems. One solution to this is to avoid drinking too much fruit juice or too many fruit smoothies. Instead, focus on drinking vegetable smoothies, which typically contain a lot less sugar. Another consideration is that fruits and vegetables are still a source of calories. This is especially true for things like avocados, which have become all the rage recently. While avocados are great for boosting testosterone thanks to their healthy saturated fat content, and while they are useful for those trying to avoid carbs, they can still make you fat. Don't make the mistake of thinking that fruits and vegetables are healthy and therefore can't make you fat. The truth is that they still contain calories and you still need to track and manage those calories to avoid unwanted weight gain. Chapter 8. Creating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. So you need to be eating more fruits and vegetables. And we've seen already that there are a huge number of specific foods that have a particularly impressive benefit. Just as there are a huge number of specific vitamins and minerals that you need to try and seek out in your diet. But how do you go about implementing that plan? How do you go from struggling to get your 5 a day to being able to easily consume a large plethora of different beneficial ingredients? Because that's the other key thing to realize. You shouldn't be taking a reductive approach of trying to seek out each item individually. If you do this, then you'll find that you end up spending a huge amount of money and ultimately not getting much benefit. This book has listed a huge number of fruits and vegetables that you can seek out specifically in order to enjoy benefits for your beauty, for your energy levels, for inflammation, for immunity. You might therefore be tempted to think you can pick and choose the benefits you want. But this is the wrong approach. When there are that many different superfoods that each offer some kind of amazing benefit, you simply cannot seek out each one individually. This is especially true seeing as many of them won't mix together. Many aren't available in your local supermarket, and some will only be edible for a short amount of time. So, what do you do instead? The strategy. The aim is variety. Instead of seeking out individual different fruits and vegetables, what is far preferable is to simply aim to get the biggest variety you possibly can in your diet. By doing this, you will cover the largest spectrum of ingredients, and thereby get the largest range of different benefits from your diet. You could find the healthiest superfood vegetable in the world, but if that was all you ate, then you wouldn't get all that much benefit, because you'd only be getting large amounts of those same ingredients. We don't think of foods such as apples as being superfoods, but because they contain large amounts of vitamin C, antioxidant, boosts testosterone, encourages nitric oxide formation, produces serotonin, epicatechin. They are just as impressive as those more exotic ideas. Moreover, if you eat 3 different fruits and vegetables, then the range of nutrients you get will be far greater. Studies show as well that our microbiome, the healthy bacteria living in our guts, benefit most of all from a varied diet. The greater the range of foods you eat, the stronger your gut health will be, resulting in weight loss, more energy, better mood, and more. Finally, by aiming to just eat lots of fruits and vegetables, you can reduce the amount of thought this diet boost involves, which in turn will help you to be more likely to stick to your new commitment. How to increase the variety of fruits and vegetables. So how do you increase the variety? Here are some easy tips that will help you to do that without adding a lot of stress to your next shopping trip. Make lots of stews, hot pots, and Italian dishes. If you're cooking something like a bolognese, then it's actually very easy to just throw a bunch of fruits and vegetables into it with some mince. Connect. To make this even easier, try grating things like carrot so you don't need to peel, and use frozen ingredients like mushrooms, peas, and sweet corn. Make lots of salads. An easy way to make a cold lunch is to get some salad leaves, throw on some sweet potatoes, slice some cucumber, and add a pinch of lemon. This can go on the side of nearly anything you cook. Choose baby leaf spinach and you'll get iron and folate. Then just vary which leaf you use every time. Connect. Freeze. When doing this, cook up large batches of foods and then freeze them in lots of individually portioned Tupperwares. Then all you need to do is to defrost each one as you come to eat it. Make smoothies. These are extremely easy to produce. Just throw a bunch of fruits and/or vegetables in and hit blend. They also provide a huge boost of amazing benefits. Some of the most energetic and happy people I know consume daily smoothies. Buy fruits and vegetables out. A lot of cafes sell fruits at the counter, and the same is true in many grocers. Instead of buying a chocolatey snack, just buy the most exotic-looking fruit you can find. Chapter 9. What about multivitamin supplements? If the main benefits of fruits and vegetables come from the vitamins, minerals, and other essential micronutrients, then you might have a very reasonable question. What about multivitamins? A multivitamin supplement is a supplement that contains a balance of different nutrients. You might typically see one that contains a combination of vitamin C, D, A, and B complex. Likewise, multimineral supplements might contain iron, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and zinc for healthy bones and hormone balance. Are these products just as good as the real deal? Yes and no. On the one hand, you can absorb and benefit from supplements. Some people will tell you that this isn't true, but there are several good reasons to believe otherwise. For one, did you know that there actually exist several products that are designed to replace your entire diet? These include the likes of Soylent, which supposedly contains every single nutrient the body needs, all balanced perfectly. Is it a good idea? Not at all. But the thing to focus on right now is that people who use this product survive, and they're actually quite healthy. And with that in mind, we can therefore state for sure that multivitamins can also be absorbed. But there's a catch. The first of these catches is that a multivitamin is only going to be as good as the person who designed it. We saw with lutein and other fat-soluble vitamins, for example. These need a source of fat in order to be absorbed into the bloodstream. Get them from natural food sources, and chances are that the source of fat will be included. Get them from a vitamin supplement, and they might not. Similar interactions also exist between many other vitamins and minerals, where one will help the other to be absorbed more easily. Likewise, different vitamins and minerals absorb at different rates, and so ideally shouldn't be combined into a single product. Then there are all the other things that fruits and vegetables contain that do us good, such as fiber, amino acids, and more. Plus, there's the small fact that all fruits and vegetables contain substances that we don't fully understand, or perhaps aren't even aware of. We only just discovered the extraordinary benefits of lutein that go beyond eye health. So eating real fruit and vegetables is always preferable. But with that said, if the choice comes down to using a supplement or not getting those beneficial nutrients at all, then the supplement is of course better. In fact, a supplement can be a very convenient and easy way to get what you need in your diet, or can be considered as a backup. Chapter 10, Conclusion, Your Blueprint for Greater Health. And with that, we reach the end of this guide. At this point, you should now have a much better idea of precisely which fruits and vegetables you need in your diet, which ones can provide the most benefits, and how it's actually the variety of these things that trumps everything else. Likewise, you should now have an understanding of the best ways to get those fruits and vegetables in your diet, and the best ways to avoid any issues that can come from them. With all that said, here is your blueprint to boost your health and happiness massively by getting more fruits and vegetables. Start your day with a smoothie, but don't have more than one fruit smoothie. Don't aim to get just 5, 7 fruits and vegetables in your diet. Get as many as you can in order to get a varied mix. Use a supplement as a backup. This is also especially useful when seeking out more obscure and rare nutrients. But make sure that you read the instructions and do your own research. You may wish to think about timing and adding a source of fat to aid absorption. Use strategies to make it as easy as possible to get more fruits and vegetables in your diet. Avoid processed foods and empty calories. Replace things like chips and chocolate bars with salads and carrot sticks. Maintain this program for 30 days. You should find you notice you have more energy, drive, and better health. Use this new energy to improve your lifestyle in other ways.